Hey, aloha everyone, Michael Crouch here with bluecamp.com. We're an online and live training for entrepreneurs, and we're here with Ty Lopez at the Knowledge Society, and today we're going to be teaching you epic productivity using a software called Zappier. Now, this is super exciting stuff because just 10 years ago, there was really a different paradigm. You actually had to learn how to code and do stuff really from scratch. And that was hard for a lot of people if you didn't have knowledge about that. If you were more of a layman or beginner, for you to get in and learn how to code stuff from scratch to help small businesses to get more leads and get more sales in their business would be much harder for you. And so we've seen a paradigm shift in the last decade or so, and it's actually really close to home for me because one of the first companies that really started that paradigm shift was a company called palmgear.com. And they were actually one of the very first, if not the very first, software platform where developers could send their software and Palm Gear would distribute it and take a cut. Much like the App Store is today. Actually, the Apple App Store really modeled off of Palm Gear, and it was actually founded by my brother and his friend with under $2,000, and within 18 months they actually became the largest palm software provider in the world, and they were doing millions of dollars a month in sales. And it was an awesome success story. And it really showed the power of crowdsourcing software and the ability to just distribute like never before. And a lot of you have heard kind of the next runner in line, which was the Apple Store, which really took it to the next level. They took the same model, but with the advent of the iPhone, it really pushed it to a whole nother level. And I don't have to tell you guys probably about the Apple App Store. It's huge, and the amount of money that's been created from apps that have been on the App Store has been extremely significant, and the amount of power that it's giving the individual user is significant. So I mean, if you think about holding your phone and being able to push a button and actually get an app, whether it's a game or maybe a useful tool, and have that on your phone within seconds is extremely powerful. And recently, especially for the people that have been following e-com, another version of that has come out through Shopify and Shopify's App Store. So now instead of just having it on your phone, you can actually take that same process and apply it to your e-commerce store. And you see that with basically Shopify's App Store. Instead of having to do things like, let's say, put a countdown timer on your store, which 10 years ago to put a countdown timer on, you would have had to have done that from scratch. So you would have had to get a hold of a developer, explain to them what to do. They would have had to code it. It would have taken time, money, and just been a really clunky process, where now if you want a countdown timer on your store using Shopify, you can just push a button and it goes on your store within seconds. And that goes the same for all kinds of apps on the Shopify App Store, whether it's a email autoresponder or an abandoned cart app or any of the host of apps that are out there. You can literally push a button and get this incredibly powerful software on your e-com store. Whereas, like I said, 10 years ago, you would have had to been coding that stuff from scratch, and it would have taken you just infinitely more time to do and been way more of a headache, frankly. And so what we're going to talk about today is another evolution in that process. And it's really what I think one of the most underrated apps out there, and it's super exciting. So I'm really excited to teach you about this. And what it's called is Zappier. And it's a little bit different because it's not taking apps that are necessarily made by individual developers, like with iPhone or Shopify. It's small companies that are making apps. With Zappier, it's a very similar process, but you're dealing with much bigger companies. So what Zappier allows you to do is take huge companies like Facebook, Google, GoToWebinar, companies like GetResponse or MailChimp, and actually have push-button simplicity so that you can really just connect them all together. So if you think about that for a minute, I mean, it's super powerful. Being able to take, like, Facebook's a multi-billion-dollar company, Google's a multi-billion-dollar company. What you can do with Zappier is literally from your home office is be able to connect them to work together literally with the push of a button with no coding knowledge, and really just being even a beginner, you can do this stuff really easy. And what we're going to do on this lesson is really walk you through the process and show you how to do a Zap just right here in front of you. So this is going to show you in 2016 by the size of the bubble what some of the most popular zaps were. So we can see that the most popular one here with the biggest bubble is Facebook lead ads. Second one would be Google Forms, and you can see a host of other ones. And so what we're going to do in this lesson is actually show you a zap that's actually going to focus on some of these really popular zaps that can really help your business, especially if you're working with agencies. And so what we're going to do is actually take Facebook lead ads, which we can see here is the biggest, and a Google form, and we're also going to do a double zap with get response. And so what it's going to look like is this. Facebook lead ad is really powerful because it's a way that you can access about 1.8 billion users that are extremely active, and they never have to leave Facebook. So you can literally get them to opt in and become part of your list with things like their email and their phone number, and you literally never have to make the user leave Facebook at all. And so the way it's going to work is we're actually going to do this for a gym. I'm from Maui, so we're going to do this for a gym on Maui called Fusion Fit. And what we're going to do is we're going to offer a 7-day free trial to the gym, and we're also going to give a complimentary personal training session. And for the user that's going to get this, it's literally going to be 2 clicks. So for them to actually get this 7-day free trial and also get a free personal training session, all they have to do is literally click 2 buttons. They don't have to put their name in, they don't have to put their email in. They literally just have to click 2 times, and Zappier and lead ads and the stuff working in the background that I'm going to show you is going to do all the heavy lifting for you. So it's super exciting, and it's stuff that you can really implement right away with your agency business that can really change the game for your clients. And so Facebook lead ads, the first thing it's going to do is it's going to send its first zap to get response. Now get response is a autoresponder that you can use. You can also use MailChimp or any other autoresponder out there. Pretty much all of them are in Zappier, and I'll show that to you. And so the first zap, what it's going to do is the Facebook lead ad is going to trigger the first zap, and that's going to send the coupon to the customer, and in this case it's going to be 7 days free trial at the gym. And then in this one we're going to take it a step further, and we're going to do a second zap, and that second zap is going to be sending their information, their name, their email, and their phone number to a Google spreadsheet. And so basically with real time, or at least within 5 minutes, you're going to get that lead into a Google spreadsheet. So if you have a salesperson that wants to then call them right away while the lead is still hot about the free personal training session, they can do that, and that's going to go basically real time into the Google spreadsheet. So again, Facebook lead ad, name, email, phone number. It's going to send that to get response. It's going to trigger an autoresponder that you can do a whole host of emails, but the first email that they're going to get in this case is going to be that 7-day free trial. And then the second zap is going to be putting their name, email, and phone number into the Google Sheet so that you can have that there for your salesperson to call them about the free personal training session as well. All right, guys, so without further ado, let's jump right into it, and we're going to build our very first zap campaign. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to build the email that we're going to send through the autoresponder, and in this case it's going to be a 1 free week at the gym, but this could be whatever offer you want to put as your lead magnet within the lead ad. So we're going to use get response, but you can use any autoresponder you want. MailChimp, pretty much all of them integrate with Zappier, and it's super easy. If you're going to set it up new, you would come down here to create autoresponder, but in this case we already have it built, so we're just going to click on manage our current one. And I'm going to go ahead and open it up for you so that you can see what the ad looks like and you can emulate it for your own clients. And so here we can see it just says, thank you for taking advantage of this time-sensitive VIP trial. And it's going to show a form here. You can build these in Canva really easily. So if you want to set up a nice little graphic, canva.com is a great resource to use. And in this case, we're just showing a little bit of the highlights about the gym. We have brand new equipment, 35 classes a week, hours of operation. And then you'll see that the coupon is attached there where they get 7 days free. So that's that. And then if you want to build out that autoresponder even further for your clients, where they're getting a second email or a third email, that's only going to make the process even better. But once you have this first email, it's going to be good enough to go ahead and run the lead ad because you're giving them what you're promising them, which the first thing is going to be that 7-day free trial. So this is good to go. And the second thing that we're going to build is going to be super simple, and that's just going to be a Google Sheet. So for this, we're just going to use Google Business Email. If you don't have that set up already, I highly recommend it. It's basically a way that you can just manage all of your email for your business within the Google platform, plus a whole host of other things. And they have a free trial for it as well, so you can go ahead and set it up. And once you have that set up, you just go to Google Sheets, and we're going to go ahead and click to set up a new document. And like I said, it's going to be really simple. We're just going to have 3 columns in this case. First one is going to be name. Second one is going to be email. And the third one will be phone number. And that's it. And then we're going to go ahead and title it Lead Ads. And in this case, it's going to be for Fusion Fit. And that's it. All right, guys, so that's going to go ahead and wrap up Google Sheets. So we can look down here, we can see that Lead Ads Fusion Fit is all set to go. And so we have 2 steps down and 2 more to go. So to do a little bit of a recap, the first thing we did is we set up an autoresponder, and for that we use GetResponse. But you guys, like I said, can use MailChimp or any other autoresponder. And that's going to be what sends the prospect the 7-day free trial at the gym. And then the step that we just completed is the Google Sheet, which means that simultaneously that prospect's information, which is name, email, and phone number, is going to be sent to a salesperson at the gym so they can then contact them back right away about having a free personal training consultation as well. And so the remaining 2 steps are going to be setting up the lead ad itself, and then finally we're going to be going into Zappier and we're going to be connecting all the pieces together. And so let's go ahead and jump on to lead ads, or jump onto Facebook Ads Manager, and I'll walk you through how to do a lead ad. So we come in here, we're going to go ahead and click Create Campaign. We're going to come down to Lead Generation as our objective and click there. Click Continue. And this is going to bring up our targeting. So since it's a local business, we're really just going to target the local area for now. And I always recommend split testing, obviously, to find what your sweet spot is. But for this, we're just going to target basically people in our general age range that we're seeking within the Haiku, Maui area. So we're going to go ahead and punch in the city name here. Haiku, and you'll see it gives us a 25-mile radius off the bat. I'm going to go ahead and bring that down a little bit. We're going to put in 20 miles instead, and there we go. And let's go ahead and scroll down. I'm going to bring the age range in a little bit, so instead of 18 to 65 plus, we'll do 25 to 60. For language, we will do English, US. And again, if you can split test the detailed targeting in here if you'd like, but that's going to give us a pretty good potential reach, 76,000. So I'd say that's a good number for a local business. And we're going to come down here. For daily budget, it's at 20. We can go ahead and scale that down a little bit. So let's just start it off with $10 instead. And everything here, we can leave it as is. Bid amount, we can leave that as automatic, and go ahead and click Continue. So we already have our Google page connected in here, and we're going to go ahead and choose our ad type. Now for lead ads, you can do any type you want. We really like video. Video gets a ton of engagement, and the cost per lead we find is the best on video. So if you can find someone to do just simple video, it doesn't have to be anything too crazy. I highly recommend it. And so for this, we're going to use a video that we already have created. So we're going to go ahead and click on single video here. And we're going to browse our library of the videos we have uploaded. And we're going to bring in our ad video. Now you can see this ad video is 59 seconds, which means it's short enough for Instagram. So for Facebook, your video ads don't really have a limit. They can be up to an hour. For Instagram, they do have to be under a minute, and Instagram has released lead ads now. And so if you have a video that is under a minute, you can use your lead ads on both Instagram and Facebook, which is pretty cool. So this is all set up. We can change our thumbnail if we want. So we'll do a little gym shot there. And we'll go ahead and plug in some text. So we're going to say here for the headline, let's say it's a free 7-day trial plus free training consultation. See how that looks? Thank goodness for spell check. All right. And then for our text, let's go ahead and we'll say, you won't believe what 7 days at Fusion Fit can do for you. All right. Now for our call to action, we can do sign up, learn more, subscribe. So we'll just leave it there as sign up. And for newsfeed link description, we'll put free trial. We'll just say plus free personal training. So we'll say free trial plus free personal training consultation. And that's going to be a little bit long. We can see here that it cuts it off. So what I'm going to do is just shorten that a little bit, and we'll just say free trial plus training consultation. Cool, so there we go. So that's an example of the ad. Obviously, we're just doing this on the fly, so I'm sure you guys out there can come up with some awesome sales copy. But this says, you won't believe what 7 days of Fusion Fit can do for you, free 7-day trial plus free training consultation, and it's all set to go. So the next thing that we're gonna do is just scroll down here to the lead form, and we have a lead form already set up here, but I'll go ahead and build one from scratch just so you guys can see how it works. So if we click on new form, you can choose what information you want to collect, and also how you want that form to look. And so the first thing it's going to show you here is the welcome screen. Now, the welcome screen is cool, but it also adds an extra click for the people that are seeing the ads. It adds an extra page to the ad itself. So basically, instead of it being 2 clicks, it's going to make it 3 clicks for the customer. And so for this example, we're not going to use a welcome screen. We're just going to click on this blue toggle right here, and we're going to turn that off. And now it's just going to be basically 2 clicks for the customer. So the first thing they're going to see is what you see right here. So after they click sign up, once they see the ad, they're going to see this page here that says sign up by providing your info. Now the cool thing is the info here is auto-populated, and so they don't need to type in anything. So instead of like a regular lead form, and this is why this is so powerful, instead of a regular lead form where you have to send them off away from Facebook to an untrusted page where they literally have to manually type out their name, their email, and in this case, we also want their phone number, you're gonna lose a lot of people in that process. So this way, you're targeting this, like I said, Facebook, 1.8 billion people potentially that you can reach, and they never have to leave Facebook, and they never even have to type anything in. So it's pretty cool. In this case, we're going to add their phone number on here. So we have the email and full name already checked, and we are going to also add in their phone number. There we go. And the next thing here that you have to fill out is your privacy policy. And so in the link text, we can put privacy. And then we're going to put the link for the URL link for the privacy policy on the client's website. So in this case, it would be fusionfitinc.com/privacy-policy. All right, there it is, good to go. And then for our thank you screen, you can send them to any page that you want. So this is just after they've completed the form, they're gonna see this page here that says, thanks, you're all set. And that triggers the lead ad right there. So even if they don't click on the view website button here at the bottom, it doesn't matter. It's already gonna trigger the lead ad to do the things that we want. But if you want to send them to a special page here, you would just put it here in the website link. But for this example, we're just gonna send them to the home page. So in this case, it would just be fusionfitinc.com. Cool. And we're going to click save and finish. Boom, and we're all set. So we're going to come down here to place order. And there we go. Boom, we're good to go. Now, this lead ad is not connected into Zappier yet, so if you don't want it to start sending out ads, if it's gonna take you a little while to set up Zappier, you can go ahead and turn this off, so toggle this off, and then we can toggle it back on once we have Zappier set up. So I will go ahead and do that. So we toggle it off, and let's go into Zappier. So when you go into Zappier, all you're going to do here is you're going to click Make a Zap. And in this case, we're going to do a double zap. So the trigger, so up here you can see here it says trigger. This is going to be the first action that triggers the other action. So the first trigger, or the only trigger, is going to be Facebook lead ads. And so when a new lead comes in, that's what's going to trigger the email that's being sent with the free coupon, as well as sending the information into the spreadsheet. And so we have a couple accounts hooked up here.